Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to somebody. Welcome to the new generation, new edition, whatever it is, of this podcast. This time we are doing rebranding. No more Funky B2B Marketing podcast, previously Funky Marketing, whatever it is. Now we are renaming it Funky Enterprises Show for a couple of reasons through which we're gonna go through in this episode. We're gonna talk about them, but the thing is that we don't do only marketing. We do much more, and we're gonna talk about it. So first of all, we're gonna have multiple hosts. Not only me, we're gonna have more of them, and two of them are here with me. Sometimes it's gonna be all of us. Sometimes it's gonna be only one of us. Sometimes it's gonna be guests. So I'm gonna give a floor to Marco, then Sloba, so you can introduce yourself and tell people who you are, what you do, and we're gonna continue talking after that.
Thanks, Nemanja. Thanks, Sloba. I will introduce myself. I'm Marko Cvić, and I am senior partner along with Nemanja, Sloba, Deki Pataki, and Sava Nikic. Those two guys are not present at the moment at the Funky Enterprises LLC, basically holding. And this is something that I wanted to start, but first, let me tell a bit about myself. At Funky Enterprises, I usually cover earned media, basically, along with a team of specialists. This time, I will not mention them besides Tsoa and Yasmina, but all other external partners of ours. Big hi and a big shout to them. And also, I'm the main contact with and actually oversight and governance with external developers and dev partners, business developers, I should mention, not necessarily web developers. And this is what Nemanja mentioned in the intro, that we cover much more besides marketing. So it's a layer above. Actually 2 layers above. And we will go in deep, but I will provide the floor to Sloba just to start, and everything will mix in between. Sloba.
Oh, thanks very much. So, my name is Slova. I am, how do you say, head of paid search in Funky Enterprises. And unfortunately,
Slobo,
I'm doing,
can you increase the volume?
let me see it like this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, the same. Maybe you can talk louder. Just, just that.
How about now?
The same. Okay, just go ahead.
Okay, then I think I need to, I don't know if my throat will collapse after that, but my name is Slova, so I'm head of PPC, let me put it this way. And unfortunately, what Nemanja and Marco said, I'm working a layer down below. So I need to make sure that foundation of all the paid channels are set correctly, so we can discuss more about business, with the clients and on the project that we do. But let's speak more about after what are the topics today, Nemanja?
Oh, that's a good topic. So one of the things I wanted to cover is what we do and what we are as Funky Marketing.
Yeah, bravo.
But also why are we formed like that, and why does it matter to everybody listening, right? So those kind of stuff I want to cover. We are basically Mare, add more if I cut it short, but basically what we are and what we do is we are the holding company that basically consists of 5 entities, so 5 agencies. and we cover everything for the client since the first touch until the last touch. So basically, we cover the whole process.
In marketing processes, but besides, as we mentioned, besides integrated marketing processes and demand generation and RevOps structure, we do a lot of different things regarding the business, but the business operating systems, etc. But yeah, let me just add in between what Nemanja, what you said. We formed the entity last June. Although all of us and all agencies cooperated for the past almost 10 years, but last June we finally sit and legalize like a proper firm, proper holding company based in Delaware. The main reason why we choose is because the of the partners and the market that we cover, which is predominantly US and UK, although Canada also, but yeah, US is primary market. Although as majority of our team, people and everybody sits in Balkans region. In Novi Sad and Belgrade, we have two offices. Nemanja is speaking from Novi Sad at the moment, from Novi Sad office. I'm in Paisieva, the newly established. Basically, we moved from New Belgrade to Belgrade to downtown a few weeks ago, and Sloba is currently working remotely. He's responding remotely, although he's also in between Novi Sad and Belgrade. So yeah, that's for the three of us. But what I wanted to dive deep, basically, why we choose this kind of structure. Nowadays, traditional agency format, as Nemanja will and Sloba will speak more. But traditional agency format is a relic of the past, basically, and our structure is much more flexible and provides us with a much more weaponry to cover different layers of corporations, basically. Although we predominantly work with mid to large companies in the US market, of course, but majority of and also with majority of large companies from Adria region, from Balkans. So that's that's for now. I just lost what I also wanted to say, but yeah, it will come to my mind. My apologies. Slightly tired.
Slova, do you have anything on top of your mind, or should I continue? You have. Let me give you a floor.
No. I'm all good with this. I just wanted to say, like, to connect what Marco said, I had that experience to work on the multiple different, really big agencies from UK, USA, Australia. I worked with several of them from European region as well. And what I see is really big decline, not just in the quality. The quality always, let's say, it was always on the table for discussion with the slightly bigger projects, because you need to have a lot of people in it personally to give something, how they say, to achieve much more than the regular agency. And what I saw, and that we are going to discuss this today, hopefully, is a really big decline of any type of agency model in our industry. So basically, if you're going to win properly any project, or let's say to achieve really good results, you need really to go above and beyond. And that is only achievable if you have, let's say, one structure that we have. When you own certain channels and certain things in our same project, then you actually show your capabilities and actually own that part of the results. Anything else is just like work on the paper, I would put in that way. if I can be so kindly. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I will just continue. So the I was listening this morning the podcast which was named like our agency dead and what is happening with our friend Miros Maslovaric and Milos Sejcevic, and one thing they said is the time of the big agency generic agencies is dead. I would tell it like that, unless they do creative work. Maybe those who do creative work will stay, but I would argue that even those that do creative work will need to be specialized. So I think it's time for agency to be specialized, because what is the problem with the bigger agency? They were selling on brand, but when they finally sell, companies don't work with senior people from those agencies. They work with mediors, they work with juniors. Oftentimes, those people that negotiate with them aren't the people who actually work with them. At the end, oftentimes those agencies hired us to do the part of the job when they actually needed specialists, because they had a brand and they could sell. So then they needed somebody to actually do the work and be responsible for the results, right? So we finally said at one moment, okay, it's time to stop that. We all have enough experience. We've been running agencies, we had our own agencies, we've been running agencies from different people, we've been in-house, especially you, Marco, Sava, Deki. You all been in-house and leading teams in a companies that were leaders in their field, and so what we have seen coming is that we needed to do something differently. Now we are all seniors, so none of us can actually hire all of us and pay us as seniors as we need to be paid. So we said, okay, uh, we don't want to get track in the agency because of many reasons. For example, I scaled down my agency because we were a muscle. We were looked as a muscle that were doing the performance, but somebody else was holding the strategy. Usually, that's the person who didn't have experience in B2B, because I was working mostly in B2B, or it's somebody who came from totally different industries, like from Adidas into B2B SaaS, or those kind of stuff. And they didn't have experience doing the things, so they couldn't actually lead the team and implement the strategy. On the other hand, they also were stopping us by measuring us on wrong things, and by doing the strategy focusing on the things which are not important for performance, so we couldn't get the performance to the maximum point, right? So at one moment I scale down and I'm entering companies on my own, and then if they don't have the internal personnel, basically we are bringing the Funky Enterprises team to help the company scale. So but the thing I want to leave it and basically start a discussion is that a few things happen, and I'm seeing it consistently. It's that a lot of people start thinking about building a company is actually building a payroll, right? So most business advice are still kind of like trapped in the past. So they all speak hire fast, build a team, raise the round, scale the headcount, then sell IPO, or basically die trying, right? So and everybody are still into that mantra, and I'm seeing people like us trying to do different things because things are changing, especially now with AI, with all these things. And the thing is, I see a lot of founders, they don't want any of that, and they feel trapped. They feel like they are just doing what everybody else is doing because that's the way we do it. So this is kind of the conversation that I want to lead, in our example, to lead, to kind of encourage people to start looking at things from a different perspective. So guys, if you have anything to add, and then we'll go into 5 layers of how we work and all this other stuff.
Yeah, technically that's it. That I think that you covered majority of things. Yeah, and I should mention that in general, when calculated, when everything is being calculated, there are five senior partners and five, six actually people who are senior specialists working along us, who are actually not six, eight, if when we calculate
Yeah, there are more.
Sarjan Dragan and others who are web devs and business devs, basically business web developers. Yeah. Uh, I think that we covered, yeah, that the majority of legal things. I apologize for being a bit tired. I have to
It's
mention
the
that.
end of the day for everybody listening. For us, it's the end of the
Yeah,
day. I even ended my day and then came to the office to record this because we are having holidays coming. So we are all swamped in work. We try to do as much as possible so we can rest for a couple of days.
yeah. I have to. Yeah, when you mentioned that, there are several things which we are also testing at the moment regarding the specialized agent that agents I should mention. It's not a single one. It's a
Mare, let's
plural.
leave that
Ah,
for,
for
for
later.
for later. Yes.
Okay.
So I just want to first continue and add to
Ah,
that thing
bravo.
that you started. So partners, right?
Hmm.
You said there's five, six of us, and then more people
Yeah, who are working beneath us.
below
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but the thing is, in Funky Enterprises, partners replace employees. Uh, what I mean
Not
by
just
that,
not just partners, not just partners. All of our people, basically, uh, two or three or four. It depends again in which department. For paid search and paid social, I mean that's the largest one with three, four, five people in there. Organic search, owned media. I should mention it's not organic search. Organic search, owned media, along with other supplementals. There are beneath me there two, sometimes three people, but yet two full
yeah,
times, etc., etc. Devs two or three, so it easily adds up. Yeah.
yeah. But the thing I was mentioning is that we are all specialists who run their own businesses. So what we do, we share clients, we share work, and we share the upside. And each of us is sharper than any employees we could hire, and we put our name on the work. So anybody who hire us gets to work with us, exactly with people who they hire, who they see, and we are more flexible in that way. But also we are giving more value to the client because we are all specialists in what we do, not just consultants. We are also operators, and I think
That's
that's the
yeah,
big
that's
difference.
critical. Bravo, bravo. That's critical since we are, as we mentioned, in our previous iteration, we are not only delivering strategy and tactics, whatever strategy with sets of tactics. We are also operators. So we, I love to make an analogy with construction
Mhm.
engineering. So we are basically architects and also construction engineers, but are also construction technicians. So we are also building. Creating the building itself, foundation, layers, bricks, everything. So
Yeah, that's actually one of the five layers I wanted us to talk with you about and to share this. Another one is brand. The third one is content. The fourth one is AI and how we use it, and the fifth one is network. So I will start with brand, and I want you guys also to get in with that. So basically, we count on brand replacing the sales team. What does it mean? It means that the right LinkedIn presence brings inbound every week. Well, we all show up, you know, weekly, daily, and people show up to us already convinced. Why? Because we are there, we share the ins and outs, the goods and bads, and basically the brand does the qualifying before the call even starts. But it's not just the company brand. We're just starting to build it now. This podcast is part of that. But also, each of us has the personal brand and small community around it. So maybe Slobo, you want to get in that, and how were you building that, and how are you, doing it now?
Yeah, yeah. So let me just jump straight to your point as well. So I think it's a much better approach. Again, we are not comparing ourselves to, to structure the standard agency model or anything else. But it makes sense when you draw lines on the paper. You actually see, okay, well, if let's say people who are going to decide or to choose, vendor who they're likely to work with, so they can see towards us each individually, plus and minuses. You see what we cover, what we speak, what we, discuss, what is the topic that we think about it, is it super relevant to them, or is it just something that me as a potential client need to educate more in order to contact, so I think it's really smart idea, and it's really smart way to actually start with building micro engagement groups or micro communities around each of us, and then we are working in this, let's put in this type of how do you say, exercise. We are showing multiple compounded brand value in this way. Tomorrow I will continue expressing myself on the LinkedIn in a one way or another. Nemanja, you're doing your own thing. Mark is doing totally different thing, but it's everything combined together. It makes, how to say, we are bringing, I think, taste and the feel actually how we actually work with the people, which is more important than just having classic. Again, I'm not comparing, but still I want to compare because this is broken model that we spoke at the beginning of this episode. You only had one logo. You didn't had any people with there, and if you're unfortunately trying to work with any other big agency, you will likely speak only to the sales department, and that's it. You're not meeting the person behind your operation.
Bravo, bravo.
As Marco said, you don't know who construct, who build, and who deliver results after all.
Yeah,
And you really want to work with those people there.
bravo.
And let me just use analogy here, like here in Serbia, when you unfortunately want to renovate your apartment, house, or anything, you actually need to live with those workers, because work is ongoing. You cannot just give the paper and expect, okay, everything will be just fine according to those paper. It never will, so you need to be in day-to-day activities with workers, with constructors, with architects, and everyone else. So I think it's really great model for us and for our clients after all.
Absolutely. We are trying, as Slobo, as you mentioned, we are trying to humanize the process as much as possible. I mean, I hope that we are the 100% all the time of, of empathy and the humanization, to be precise. The reason why I'm mentioning this is although we as a team, as a firm, use a lot of modern technologies. I mean, this is our bread and butter, and our processes are sped up to the tremendous levels. I mean, if we compare this year to 3 years before, when each of us ran different operations, etc. I mean, this is completely different. I also love to compare this time, and I mean, we are in a constant NBA playoff, to be to be precise. Yeah, so
You
it's
reminded me why I don't sleep.
yeah, yeah. That's the common thing between Nemanja and me. Yeah. So
Yeah, there is one more layer related to that that I want to address. It's the third one. It's the content, because people, brand, and we need to have the content in between, right? Because this is the kind of content that we are doing, but also all of us are sharing things that we uh, think about,
Yeah.
results, processes, and we are trying to be as transparent as possible with those things. Because, in my opinion, the way I see things, AI will replace um, people who just talk about results, because AI can deliver results, but he
Mm.
cannot deliver thinking
Yeah.
and the way we think and the way we do all this. Because somebody needs actually to um, get on the get in there inside the company and actually say this is bullshit, right? And this doesn't make sense. Those kind of
Mhm.
things. So basically, what we try is we try to use content to replace distribution costs. So we are distribution channel or our own. So with our personal profiles, with podcasts, with columns, newsletters, me and Dejan Pataki published the book, LinkedIn
Mhm.
post. So one piece becomes five, one comment becomes the post, and every conversation um, we already had is selling for us to people we haven't met yet. Let me just repeat for everybody, like every conversation we already had is selling for us to people we haven't met yet. So it's
Mhm.
already there. People get to know the way we think, not only what we do and results we deliver, and that's how we connect, right? With the same mind shift and mindset, and that's how we actually get the right companies coming to us.
That's uh, that's correct, Nemanja. I will also just add that we have one more book in progress, and which will be much more related to basically how not to get screwed up by vendors and in-house teams. I mean, the book will be dedicated to managers, C-level managers, and let's say a layer one layer below sea level, so heads of certain departments, etc., who has to deal with in-house teams, but also with a variety of vendors. So that book is in progress. I think that in a month or two it will be finalized. All of us are co-authors on it. All five senior members, senior partners in Funky Enterprises. And besides that, yesterday I finally, this is for me, I finally finalized after years of prolonging it, e-commerce SEO, small e-commerce SEO practical book. Although I'm not satisfied at all. It will definitely have another version, but yeah, the version one is ready and it's available on Gumroad for small pocket change, like two espressos. Actually, it's three espressos, €8, something like that. So it's useful for practitioners in that field. It's my dedication, personal. Again, forgive me about putting this on table, but yeah, it's part of Funky Enterprises, and that I have to.
No, it's great. You even said it's not that good.
No, no, it's. I'm not satisfied because yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things
Nah,
to
it's
fix.
good.
Yeah,
It's good. It can be better. Like all the
yeah.
things can be better. Marco is very modest,
No,
but
thank you.
you see how transparent we are. So that's one of the things to consider.
Yeah.
A tons of very useful things coming. We are trying also to play with a couple of AI tools, models, sharing all this stuff. So just if you are part of the ecosystem and you are following any of us, you will start following others as well,
Yeah.
definitely. But I want to start with Sloba addressing the fourth layer, which is AI and systems that actually replace operations. So work that used need 2 or 3 people now runs in the background, and not because AI is perfectly and we actually figured it all out, but because we build a system that turns it into leverage instead of just being noisy and talking about how we use AI. We do this. We actually are doing some stuff in the dirt.
Yeah, well, let me start that new layer that you just mentioned. I'm personally blown away uh, what is happening to our industry, what is happening with AI innovation, and in a way that I couldn't really imagine. From past experience, I use a lot of, let's say, PPC or Google Ads tools that sometimes could be valued as more than, let's say, €1,000 per account, per ad spend. But all of those tools were based on simple, let's say, autonomous workflows. So something we couldn't do. um Let me give you one example. Something we couldn't do in the Google Ads interface, we were able to do with this tool, with combination of a spreadsheet of, let's say, orders in the CRM system from the Shopify directly, so on and so on. But nowadays, I'm really blown away what are the new capabilities are, especially in the Google Ads workflow system and everything else. What you mentioned, Nemanja, is this is something that I think if we are going from our point of view, this is something that definitely put you in position to actually think about it future. You know how our role will change, what needs to be done in order to our role adapt to the new AI certainty, and what are the desired outcome for our clients, in which direction we are heading. So yeah, we can start. I think we'll cover this topic every other, episode, because it's really big
Definitely.
and it's really huge. So I can just start with this one. I'm really surprised what are the capabilities now, and this is like almost half. It's May, let's say, but we are close to the first half of this year, and I just can't imagine what will be happening after marketing live that is within 30 days, plus all the new changes that are coming for every LLM model that we use. We can discuss next time what we are using personally. But yeah, on this topic, I'm really blown away. I'm surprised that this came in our era, and I think it's revolutionizing our work. And unfortunately, but maybe not unfortunately to us, to be super modest, adoption rate is not yet that high, and people are already lacking, behind with updates, with the testing, with the workflows, and everything else. So let me, for this moment, I can just share uh, this comment about this topic at this moment.
Yeah, perfect. Let me just continue. I was just before this. I was preparing a presentation for the Measure Camp in Subotica, and
Next
um,
week, yeah.
yeah, the damn, that's next week. Uh, There's so many things before that.
Yeah, that's I have to just to jump in, Emmanuel. That's the best conference, actually, unconference as they call themselves, as us also an agency, unfirm. So Measure Camp is truly the one of the most relaxed conference that you can visit. Although it's predominantly dedicated to analytics and all the data related stuff that's not super interesting to.
It's for the nerds.
Yeah, it's for the nerds basically, but yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Yeah, I mean it's all over the world. If guys you don't know about it, just look for it. Search for Measure Camp. There is Copenhagen. There is Athens. There are
Yeah,
a lot of
Milano, etc. Yeah, Helsinki. Yeah.
yeah. This one in Serbia, it's actually the youngest one, I think. And so the topic will be I build a consulting firm in a terminal. And what I want to address is exactly how we are living in times when you don't need to measure everything on MQLs, on attribution in GN4. It's those the few things, because you can now track the whole six-stage marketing return of investment funnel, and you can decompose it everything from brand metrics, cluster ICP, future pipeline, active focus, pipeline, revenue. You can
Mhm.
track all that, and you can actually run it from, I don't know, I'm using Claude Code, but there are so many other tools and different stuff that you can get in there.
Yeah, definitely. There is a variety of, as Nemanja mentioned, I mean, running from terminal and everything. In paid social and paid search, and also in our majority of our integrated marketing processes, Claude and Claude Code is a predominant weapon of choice. But there are also, as Nemanja mentioned, other tools that that are in our mix. One is Manus. It's a company that was bought by, uh, by Meta, I think, a few months ago. Originally Singaporean Chinese company, but the tool itself, let's call it what it is, a tool. It's a really a nice hammer, I should say. Besides that one, for automations and everything, we also recently started testing uh, central nervous system, which is called paperclip. It's still in an early testing phase, so it's not a tool. It's a bot basically. So, I mean, I will just mention briefly what we are trying to do. We are trying to diagnose the process itself. For example, for a company in retail, let's say that in a financial department they have two workers and one manager. That manager will get Claude or Opus or Sonnet, whatever, as an engine, and other workers will be presented as either as Kimi or as Clan because of the cost perspective. And what we are trying to utilize through Paperclip is to delegate tasks to manager of that department. Manager is, as we mentioned, Claude Code, and the workers are clans, for example, and see if the process itself can be automated, not fully, but let's say 80% automated, like for the majority of financial tasks. That's one thing that I wanted to mention. Also, as probably guys from other region are aware, we recently deployed several small tools in the organic on media.
No, nobody's aware, so you can just share
I
them
will,
a little bit
yeah,
about them. Yeah.
yeah. I will just mention the one that's basically a Chrome extension that runs Google NLP checkups. Very nice one for the on page modifications and improvement. That one is super easy. Second one is robots tester, which you can use. Crawler is currently offline. We are making modifications for the version 2, and that's for the organic search perspective. But we also deployed ESG calculator that's completely that's something that's important for exporters from Serbia and non-EU countries into EU countries, that covers CO2 regulations, etc., etc. So something that's completely on the business perspective, that's being done for the one of our clients who's exporter, and since we did that, this version is that's publicly available to everybody. Very helpful for exporters from Bosnia, Serbia, etc., who are trying to export to EU countries, Germany, Italy, Croatia as our partner, etc., etc. So what I wanted to mention again, one tool that's also in progress from the business perspective, it should help category managers and commercial departments in retail stores. We are trying to connect that stock of that retailer to see if that stock and prices associated to that stock can be pushed a bit down. Let's say that because majority of retailers does not like to operate. I mean, they everybody hates basically that stock. What we want to achieve is to compare prices that are related to that to competitors' prices for the same articles. In our region, there are several price comparison, product comparison websites. I will mention in Serbia, it's Cenoteka and in FMCG market, and Ponuda and Tehnoteka in others. So this is not related to them. We are not building competitors or not everything. I mean, it's not like that. But this is just a tool that will help the department in, let's say, they have that stock in, I don't know, fishing equipment. I mean, this is just an example. And in our region, retailers usually do not utilize SKU numbers and official international ID numbers for the certain product. So that kind of technique that we use in US cannot be used here in other region. But what we are trying to achieve, our dev guys are trying to achieve using fuzzy logic. So this is just something, the teaser, but I hope in the next week or two that the small tool will be available for category managers in our region and for retail companies. Please stay tuned for that one. It will be good.
Yeah, so many things coming, and I can promise you, Mari is coming back with more energy next time.
No, definitely, that's for
After
sure.
the
That's for
Athens,
sure.
let me just answer.
That's for
There
sure.
were questions: how to buy tickets for Subotica Measure Camp and where they can find tickets. Check out Measure Camp Belgrade or Measure Camp Serbia on LinkedIn on the website. They are releasing tickets tomorrow, 30th of
Yeah.
April. They are free, but you need to get them tomorrow. So there are not many of them left. So that's how usually they go in batches.
Yeah, they have to
So
speed up really because the amount of slots
yeah,
are limited, super limited. So
yeah, no, they cannot speed up because tickets aren't released, but they
yeah,
will
no,
be
no,
released
but
tomorrow.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like please be on time on the web and
Yeah. Okay. We have another China blocks Meta's 2 billion acquisition of AI startup Manus. I think that's the topic for a different episodes.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
probably get into a few of those, but I want to cover one more layer. As we said, let me just go through to all of them. We are building Funky Enterprises in 5 layers. So it's brand, it's partners that replace employees, content that replaces distribution costs, AI and system that replace operators, and we have as the final one network that replaces lead gen. What does it mean? It means that every client started as someone in our phones or somebody who knew somebody. We are not doing ads yet. Cheers, Mare.
Yeah.
So no cold outreach scripts that that we are doing, and the thing is that what we are trying to do is that a lot of other people talk about us. So we are doing a lot of sometimes free lectures, sometimes paid. We do a lot of speaking. We help other. We are willing to jump on a call with people to kind of help them out, and that actually gives us back the visibility and also the recognition from other people. Oftentimes we get recommended, we get referrals from the people that we don't know, but they know us. Like those kind of things. That's important, and also basically none of this is available to a 30-person agency, right? They cannot move fast. They cannot be this picky and choose who they are working with. They cannot afford to say no. They have a payroll to feed, so they need to accept even the clients which are not best fit. They have big offices to justify. They have layers of management to coordinate, and their cost structure forces them basically into the wrong fights. We try to be a small operator with the right system, and we're trying not to have those problems. So the traditional companies will build for different era when distribution was expensive, where talent was tied to geography, when operations couldn't run without a building full of people. And now those things just aren't true anymore. Distribution is free if your brand is right. Talent is global. Operations run on AI, and the firm as we knew it is mostly overhead. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that the future of services isn't bigger companies or bigger agencies. It's sharper companies, sharper agencies, smaller operators with bigger reach, fewer people doing better work, and brands that basically outpull bloated agencies. Guys, anything to add?
Yeah, you covered almost everything. So it's, yeah, there. I would just add that at least in the US, a few of our colleagues are trying to downscale even more in terms of the amount of headcount that they have, and I mean, it's what we want to achieve is to keep the same amount of people. I mean, basically partners and friends. I have to mention in business, and to cover at least five times more for companies that with whom we cooperate. So it's, we will see. We will see if this will be the case for this year and for the next year.
Yeah, brick by brick, as they say. Slobo?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing to add. Nothing to add. Maybe I wanted to joke about it. That's something that we do best. I mean, half of the team, managing paid ads. We are not doing them for ourselves, So basically, we are inventing something new. We are relying on something much more trustworthy. Let me put it that way. So just wanted to joke on that side about running ads for ourselves, but actually we are not. We're just building the proper system for others, and for us, we are doing
Yeah, but
slightly different.
that will change soon. That will change very soon, especially for with the incoming LinkedIn ads that we will deploy, and also Google Ads for ourselves for the US market. That's one
Yeah,
thing.
basically, we want to show an arrow example. How do we do things?
Yeah,
But the thing is that we've been already doing it for 15 years, even more. So for
Even
others,
more.
so yeah, so it's not like we are starting from scratch. But also there is one thing that I want to address, and it is the thing that what I'm seeing now with AI coming with all these things, like the industry is going in full speed into average, and I'm
Yeah.
seeing that at conferences and seeing that
Oh, bravo.
everywhere, especially because in the bigger companies, in enterprises with marketing teams, um, there's nobody to implement AI. There's nobody to implement those kind
Bravo.
of
Bravo.
things. They maybe know about some of the stuff, and they come to conferences where they tell them this is the prompt or this is what you need to do, right? And there's excitement about it, but not many people are actually the practitioners, and we are trying to actually be the practitioners in what we do and try to push boundaries into innovation when it comes to our profession and what we do.
Yeah,
So
and also to
mhm.
recommend. Sorry for jumping in, but
Go go.
also to recommend vendors, reliable ones, who are, I will mention I mean, super practitioners. Use superlative for this kind of things. I will mention one company with whom Nemanja recently consulted and created go-to-market strategy under the Funky Enterprises brand. It's SmartCat from Novi Sad, and they are definitely a reliable vendor with whom we will continue to cooperate in the future. This time I will not mention the other ones. This will be left for the next 2 or 3 episodes, but there are several others, similar vendors, which I wanted to. Actually, I will mention one, but the other one will be left for now. The one that I want to recommend highly is also Meraxis with their product Chatislav. Chatislav is recently deployed on our own website. It's still work in progress. It's not the common chatbot. And what I wanted to mention is, and why I recommended other guys from the enterprises firm, is that's the domestic knowledge. It's not a wrapper, which is super common nowadays all across Europe. But this was developed from scratch. The guys, they have their own model named Discon, besides Claude Sonnet and Opus and all the others that deploy in services. We use them as a customer support at our own website, but on the other deployments on Western Union, for example, on Bazaar, or I forget. I mean, there are several other deployments they have in production. They utilize their AI agent chatbot not only as a customer support, but it's only also a sales agent, etc., etc. I mean, this is just a heads up for that vendor with whom we cooperate. But Nemanja, please, if you can tell a bit more about Smarket and as a reliable vendor too, and what's
Yeah, basically, just to cut it short,
yeah.
they're somebody who comes from data perspective, and they were doing these AI things, innovation since 2015, 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing where we are working together and coming in together is actually building AI agents for the companies. So we come in from one perspective, they add the development side of those things. So that's also something to think about. And we'll mention a lot. We're working with a lot of companies and talking with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
companies. So we will mention all this stuff in the next episodes. We'll have some of
Mm-hmm.
them as guests, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to encourage people, if you're listening this, like, ask questions, any question that you have from this episode, but also in general, because we'll try in the next episodes to answer those questions if we don't answer it now. And also, uh, just want to address, what are we covering in this podcast? We will cover all stuff that we do and some things that we see, some stuff that pisses us off, but also some things that
Oh
don't
yeah.
work, right? So those
Oh
kind of
yeah.
things.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. And also, I mean, as Nemanja mentioned, there will be times when we have less energy, when somebody is highly energized, etc. But yeah, I hope that the topics that we cover and we will cover will make sense for you guys.
Yeah, especially I'm talking now. There are some people watching, but a lot of people will be listening and watching. In the next days, as we are now rebranding Funky B2B Marketing Podcast. So there are some listeners already there. We didn't record for like a year or something like that. So we are now coming back. Each of us will have their own episodes. We will have episodes when we are together. We will have episodes with guests, our friends, and somebody who are also outside of our circle. We want to learn also from some people, so we will invite them to ask them questions. So those kind of stuff, but also what uh, I think we will do from time to time. Also, if you guys listening have any topic or anything that you want to address, if we cannot address it, we will find people who can address it and help us all out. So those kind of things are extremely important. And I want to encourage you, like, share the link wherever you are listening this to with your friends, with your network, with your audience. It will mean a lot for us if you can also subscribe. For example, if you are watching this on YouTube, on whichever channel, subscribe, turn on notification if you are watching on YouTube, because we are preparing a lot of stuff. We are already doing a lot of stuff, and we want to really make a boom, make a splash. So that's kind of what we are aiming for. Final words, guys.
Yeah, it's this is just for starters. I mean, please give us at least 2 3 episodes
To get in shape.
to get in shape, to lose some weight, etc. And yeah, I think that this will be a good one, a good ride. That's by knowing these two guys and all the others, Sava, Deki, and all the others in the team. I mean, this one will be good.
Of course. Slobo.
Looking forward to bring this season live, to start speaking loudly what we miss in industry, and to roast more of things that we hate as an industry. So I think
Slobo, you pushed hard, really, like for the past few months. Yeah, guys, come on, let's start.
there you
And
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is. I mean, it was probably because we were in the winter time and stressed with everything, and yeah, but the spring itself, and I mean, and also Nemanja said, I mean, it's time. Yeah, it's this is, come on, like get out of the bloody fucking cave and
uncomfort
speak.
zone. Yes,
My apologies for the cursing words
Mare
and
is
everything.
coming alive.
Yeah,
That's what I like to see.
I saw coffee shot five
that's
minutes
the
ago. So yeah, so he's already ready for the second episode. So yeah, on that note, hope you guys enjoyed for the first one, and a lot of are going to come across the corner.
Yeah, see you, I guess, next week after the 1st of May holidays. You will see some of us. Maybe not all of us, but some of us, definitely.
On that note, have a nice one, guys.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy your day